No, switch it on.
Can we switch it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem. Yes, Mr. Carrim.
At some stage, to the best of my recollection, during June 2024, I received a telephone call from Mr. Matlala requesting a meeting with me. I know Vusi in the private, I know Vusi as we both operate in the private security sector. I'm a director and shareholder of Fusion Tactical Team, which is my security company. Prior to this, to the best of my recollection, I had no engagement, relationships, or dealing with Vusi beyond knowing in a general sense who he is.
And then from paragraphs 8 and 9, you describe Mr. Matlala's approach to you in relation to his tender with SAPS and wanting finance or funding from you. Can you read 8 and 9, and if there's anything you want to amplify, please do.
So at the meeting, Vusi, he had obviously told me he's the director of Med24 and that he had won this contract to provide medical services to SAPS. He then needed or required funds to perform under the tender as he had overcapitalized on the establishment of his tender and therefore encountered cash flow problems. He insisted that he was geared up for rendering the services in respect of the tender. He invited me to see his business premises in Pretoria. I visited the business premises and I confirmed it was state-of-the-art. I was impressed from what I had seen, and I could appreciate that Mr. Matlala could spend a considerable amount of monies in the capitalization of this tender. At the same time, when I visited the site, I then met also a Michael van Wyk, who was introduced to me as the CEO of Medcare24. Michael advised that he owned the Medcare24 franchise and that Mr. Matlala was a franchisee. Michael had, during our discussions, confirmed that he'd be assisting Vusi in operating and executing this tender. At the same time, I needed to verify this. I then reached out to a friend of mine, Mr. Opa Brown Khotsi, who is from Afikeng as well, and who's someone that's known, who's connected. I then asked him to please verify and check if really this tender exists, and can he come back to me? Mr. Mokhotsi then agreed to check for me. He reverted and said, yes, it is a valid contract. Vusi and I then agreed, Vusi and I agreed that if I advanced the 10 million, I would be paid an additional amount of 10 million over a 3-year contract period. The repayment would be made at an equivalent of 10% of all payments received until the amount of 20 million was going to be paid. In terms of our agreement, we then set out the payment structure, which is attached. After July 2024, I would call Vusi from time to time and ask him whether he had received a signed SLA from SAPS and when can I expect a copy of this agreement between Medcare and SAPS, as we all had an agreement confirming our agreement. Because we had an agreement which was not signed, we agreed that we'll sign the agreement once the SLA was signed by SAPS. He experienced